हाँ बलराम सर हो गया, यस गॉट इट, कर दो।
Okay, start. Silence, please. चलो.
Can you see the screen? Can you see
Komal,
the screen?
fantastic.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Komal, fantastic. You are making the PPTs fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, should I start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for
Today-
5 minutes. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sir, ये
today-
move नहीं हो रहा है sir.
क्या हो गया?
I have to become the host. ये move ही नहीं हो रहा है. Make me the host.
कोमल होस्ट करा त्यांना, त्याने 3 डॉट वर जा तिकडे.
हाँ.
And sir, you start the recording. Otherwise, I will not get there. To become the host.
Recording चालू है, don't worry.
हाँ.
कर दिया मैम.
कर दिया.
Yes.
It's mine is not moving at all. See, 1 second. Just a minute, yeah. Just give me a minute.
Yes, yes. Ma'am.
₹64 slides है, कोमल.
हाँ sir.
Sir, how to go back to the original Zoom?
Okay. So my topic is hypertension and ischemic heart disease led to cardiovascular system. So first we'll see hypertension. Before hypertension, we'll see the definition of normal blood pressure. So normal blood pressure is force exerted by circulating blood on arterial walls. So we all know that blood flows through artery. So it is the pressure of blood on the walls of artery, which is called as blood pressure. This is the definition of regular blood pressure. Normal range of BP is 120 by 80 mm of Hg. So what is that 120 and 80? So 120 is systolic BP, whereas 80 is diastolic BP. So systolic BP is when heart contracts. At that time, pressure of blood on the walls of the artery will be more. So it is more. 120 is more. And diastolic is when heart retracts or relaxes. At that time, pressure of blood on the walls of artery will be less. So it is 80. So this is about the normal BP. Now, what is high BP or hypertension? So the systolic BP, if it goes above 140 mm of Hg, and diastolic BP goes above 90 mm of Hg, that is considered as high BP or hypertension. Yes, ma'am. Next. Now, stages of hypertension, we'll see these in very short. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, they are given the range from where we can count a patient as whether he is in stage 1 or stage 2. So pre-hypertension is the range in between 120 by 80 to 139 by 89. Stage 2 is the range that is called as mild hypertension. Range is 140 by 90 to 159 by 99. Stage 3 is moderate hypertension. Range is 160 by 100 to 179 by 109. And stage 4 is called as severe hypertension, where range is 180 by 110 to higher. Wahan se aage. Yes, ma'am. Next. Then types of hypertension. There are basically 2 types of hypertension, primary and secondary. Primary is also called as essential. Majority of the hypertension people come under primary group. The cause cannot be determined. Many a times the cause will be undetermined. Then hereditary may be one of the reasons. Then stress will be one of the reasons. And majority of the cases, as I have already told, comes under primary type of hypertension. Yes, then secondary, its predisposing factor can be determined. Then first, it can be related to kidney disease. If someone is having kidney disease, it will affect on their BP also. Why is it so? Because kidney regulates our blood volume. How is it? Through renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, kidney alters or regulates our BP, blood volume in our body. If blood volume is more, it will contract its arterial wall and BP will be controlled. So that system, in that system, kidney affects our blood volume and indirectly our BP. Okay. So the person, if is having kidney diseases, it will alter his BP also. Then adrenal gland diseases, then obesity. Obesity can be one of the reason of hypertension because blood has to pump more, with more force against complete body. Then arterial wall narrowing, then that can be because of two reasons. One is hardening of the arteries, that can be because of aging process or because of fatty deposition inside the wall of artery. So atherosclerosis is fatty deposition. We'll see diagram of these after some time. And arteriosclerosis is hardening of the wall of the artery. So these are the different concepts, atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis. Yes, ma'am, next. Then we'll see common causes of hypertension. They are very important. Just keep them in mind so that at the time of yogic management, it will help us how to work on yogic management for this patient. So we will have to work on these causes only. So very first cause is mental tension, that is stress. Then obesity, overeating, or because of sedentary lifestyle, it may come. Because of wrong eating habit, it may come. Then lack of exercise, then aging, then kidney disorders, and tobacco chewing and alcohol consumption. These are the common causes of hypertension. Yes, ma'am, next. Then symptoms. Symptoms are like severe headache, giddiness, blurred vision, chest pain, difficulty breathing, irregular heartbeat, blood in urine, bleeding from your nose, pounding in your chest and neck and ears. So these symptoms we have to keep in mind while giving asthma to the patient. We should know at least whenever the hypertension client will come in front of us, he will be already on medication, but we should know what symptoms he may have in case agar control mein nahi hai BP, because we are going to see management in two different categories. One who can whose this hypertension is in control, and whose hypertension are not in control even when they are on medication. Okay, so these symptoms we have to know that hypertension clients may have. So severe headache, giddiness, blurred vision, chest pain, difficulty breathing, irregular heartbeat. Now blood in urine and bleeding from nose is because these are the capillaries. In nose and urine there are the capillaries. The arteries only becomes arteriole and that only becomes capillaries. The capillaries have very thin wall, and it is very easy to burst those walls if patient is having high BP. So blood comes from nose or blood comes in urine. Now pounding in the chest is palpitation. धडधड होते छातीत असं म्हणतात. That is called as pounding in your chest, and same feeling you will have in your neck and ears as well. Yes, ma'am. Next. Now, how to diagnose a patient if he is having hypertension or not? So doctors usually will ask for medical history about these symptoms. If client will tell from how many months or how many weeks he is having those symptoms, or he may also ask family history because it is a hereditary disease. Family history may also show the evidences of hypertension. Then a physical assessment will clearly tell that patient is having hypertension or not. Physical assessment में BP like लेते हैं patient का. Yes. Now the treatment will see in short. Antihypertensive drugs will be given. Then lifestyle correction is antihypertensive drugs are usually given once or twice a day according to patient's condition. We should only know that when patient is taking that tablet at night or at morning, when our classes we are going to conduct according to that, just for our information. Then lifestyle correction is needed. Leaving alcohol and tobacco. Weight reduction is must. Then exercise. Without exercise and diet control, weight cannot be reduced actually. And then salt restriction, because salt accumulate or it what to say, मतलब salt restriction क्यों बोलते हैं, क्योंकि NaCl जो है वो water hold करता है, water retention करता है body में, तो उसकी वजह से high BP हो सकता है. So salt has to be restricted in these cases, in these patients. Yes. Now yogic management. How to manage this patient with yogic treatment from yogic point of view. Then for that we have categorized this patient in two categories. Category 1 is person with good control with drugs treated like normal with due care. मतलब जिनको मेडिकेशन चालू है लेकिन उसके साथ उनका बीपी कंट्रोल में है, तो उनको हम लोग like normal treat कर सकते हैं. Again that changes from person to person. Then category 2 is fluctuation even with drugs. Though these patients are having drugs, वो बहुत फ्लक्चुएटिंग होता है क्योंकि थोड़ा भी स्ट्रेस आ जाए तो उनका बीपी बढ़ता है. जितने जल्दी बीपी बढ़ता है उतने जल्दी नीचे भी आता है. So we have to take care in these category 2 patients. Now for category 1, we can give simple loosening asanas, then simple asanas. They can be given as per individual's capacity. Huh? Then Brahma Mudra, Kriya can be given Kapalbhati, light with due care. Okay, so light Kapalbhati, then Jalaneti, then avoid Dhauti if salt is contraindicated. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Then deep breathing exercises can be given. Anulom Vilom can be given. Cooling pranayama like Sitali can be given. Then Bhramari to calm down your mind. We can ask them to do Bhramari. Then Om chanting will be more effective for these clients because mental stress we saw was one of the reasons. And for these clients, we have to avoid Bhastrika because it is forceful inhalation followed by forceful exhalation, which will create more pressure on their hearts. So we have to avoid this. Again, these client can be category 1 client can be treated as a normal client if their BP is in control. So if that client is coming to you from last few months, you can just keep his record after which asana he is feeling good and मतलब लास्ट वीक से या लास्ट मंथ से अभी के मंथ में थोड़ा अच्छा एक्सरसाइज कर रहा है तो यू कैन गो वन स्टेप अहेड फॉर दिस क्लाइंट कैटेगरी 1 क्लाइंट. And then for category 2, these people are also on medication, but their BP is fluctuating. So you have to take care for these people. Then you can give them simple loosening asanas, deep breathing, anulom vilom, cooling pranayam, and Bhramari can be given. Om chanting can be given. Which asanas to be strictly should avoid are the asanas like Dhanurasana, Ushtrasan, headstand, and inversion. Then these can also be given with the variation like Uttan Padasana in 90 degree you can give with the help of wall because inversions have their own benefits. So we cannot keep these people away from these benefits, but then we can use some variations to apply these or to tell these asanas to do. Okay, which variation you can give and person to person this will change. Yes. Then yogic management, integrated approach, yoga therapy. So for both categories of hypertension and all the heart diseases, relaxation and dhyana are more important to give. Then yoga nidra is very, very, very effective in these clients. And bhakti yoga can be suggested because surrendership of all the emotions to God. This means this Ishwar Pranidhan. Okay, so we have to surrender. We can tell them to surrender, to practice the surrendership of all emotions to the God. Yes. Now asanas, which asanas can be performed, we have already seen, but we'll see just in short what asanas can be given in lying down on back. Shavasana, Ardha Halasan, Pavan Muktasan. Again, more than these can also be given according to patient's condition. In sitting, Dandasan. Yes, next, ma'am. Vajrasan, Parvatasan, Gomukhasan, then Vakrasan, Brahma Mudra. These all the asanas and mudras can be given. In standing, Tadasan, Chakrasan, lateral, that is lateral bending. Then Trikonasana can be given. In case if Trikonasana, if the client is having a giddiness, you should avoid that backbending asanas. Even in Trikonasana, instead of looking up, we can ask him to look down if that client is of category 2, but otherwise the stretching can be given. Yes, in meditative asanas, Padmasana, Sukhasana as per capacity. Yes, ma'am, next. Then pranayam, Omkar Japa can be given. Omkar Japa can be given, then mantra chanting can be given, meditation, breath awareness, body awareness can be given, Ujjayi Pranayam we can ask to practice him, then Anulom Vilom, Shitali, Bhramari and Chandra Vedana. These are the cool down pranayamas which we can suggest them for to do. Yes, then Shuddhi Kriyas, Kapalbhati as per capacity, light as I already mentioned, and Jalaneti daily. Yes. Then yogic management, it is same only. IAYT and Panchakosha is same. So I have again concluded all these things in this only. So here we have to mainly work on their Annamaya Kosha for obesity reason and mainly on their Manomaya Kosha for stress reason. Yes. And in Vijnanmaya Kosha, as a yoga therapist, we can go for counseling. Lifestyle management ke liye we can counsel them how to change their habits which were very hampered to gain weight. Then what diet should be given, how they can be more active throughout the day to reduce their weight. That can we do. And in Annamaya Kosha, it's a blissful state. Yes, this was about the hypertension. Now ischemic heart disease. Though it's only ischemic heart disease I have written, we will also touch the topics like angina pectoralis and myocardial infarction, because all of them are having same yogic management. So this is the ischemic heart disease. और थोड़ा ऊपर ले लो. ऊपर. So this is the normal artery. जो ऊपर है, that is the normal artery, and जो नीचे है, that is the narrowing of the artery due to deposition of cholesterol. That is called as plaque. So in यहाँ पे जो बॉक्स में देख सकते हैं, देखो, the lumen is of normal artery is in circle and lumen of that artery with plaque is half filled. So only that much part is available for blood flow. और ऐसा plaque deposit कर करके complete भर गया, तो उसके बाद that part is also not open for to flow the blood. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now ischemic heart disease, they are the same terminologies. Okay, ischemic heart disease are also called as coronary artery disease or acute coronary disease or angina pectoralis and myocardial infarction. थोड़ा थोड़ा ही change है सब में, तो वो हम लोग आगे जाके देखेंगे. The heart is like any other organ requiring oxygen and nutrient-rich blood for it to function. The coronary arteries that supply blood to the heart muscle spread across its surface of the heart, beginning at the base of aorta and branching out to all the areas of the heart muscle. Then coronary artery, commonly to describe the formation of fatty deposits and fibrous tissue inside the arteries that supply blood to the heart, the coronary arteries. This formation of the fatty plaques and consequent hardening of the arteries is called as atherosclerosis. You'll see this in a diagram. Coronary atherosclerosis may result in narrowing of the coronary arteries, which tends to reduce blood supply to the portion of the heart supplied by them. Yes, ma'am. Next, I will explain this with diagram. Then, because coronary artery disease often develops over decades, it can go unnoticed until the people have a heart attack. But there is plenty of individual can do to prevent and treat coronary artery disease. Start by committing to a healthy lifestyle. Now, what that complete paragraph I'll explain here. So, like every other organ, even heart needs its own blood supply to work. मतलब हमारे बॉडी में सब ऑर्गन्स के लिए अलग अलग ब्लड सप्लाई है. अगर वो अलग अलग ब्लड सप्लाई उनके लिए होगा तो ही जाके वो अच्छे से काम करते हैं. Like that, even heart needs its own blood supply to work. So जैसे ही ये aorta, now everyone know the structure of heart. तो ये रेड कलर में जो एओर्टा है, वो एओर्टा जैसे ही बाहर निकलता है, वहां से दो ब्रांचेस आते हैं कोरोनरी आर्टरी के बीच सप्लाई ब्लड विच गिव्स ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड सप्लाई टू द हार्ट. एंड उसमें जाके ये प्लाक डिपोजिशन होता है, क्योंकि दे आर वेरी थिन आर्टरीज. सो दैट ये एक मिनट, ये मैक्सिमम जूम करके जो राइट साइड में दिखा है वो देखो एक बार. So ऊपर लिखा है coronary artery supplies blood and oxygen to heart muscles. Yes. So starting में दिखा है ऊपर healthy heart muscle that is red in color. Then वहाँ पे आ गया है blood clot. येलो में जो है वो plaque deposition है, बहुत छोटा ही distance है blood को आगे जाने में, लेकिन वहाँ पे भी अगर blood clot आ गया तो आगे blood नहीं जा सकेगा. और कुछ ही सेकेंड्स में अगर हार्ट के मसल्स को ब्लड सप्लाई नहीं हुआ तो उनका नेक्रोसिस स्टार्ट हो जाता है. तो आगे के मसल्स वी कैन सी दे आर ब्लैक इन कलर, डेड हार्ट मसल्स एट द एंड. नीचे लिखा है, देखो सबसे नीचे लिखा है डेड हार्ट मसल्स. yes, which are black in color. Even on the left side you can see they are black in color. That portion is black in color from where the blood flow is not able to go ahead. Okay, so get clear here only. कि रेड मसल्स जो हैं दोज आर हेल्दी मसल्स एंड जो ब्लैक कलर के मसल्स है वहां पे नेक्रोसिस स्टार्ट हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ लेस ब्लड सप्लाई टू दैट पार्ट. ओके, यस. नेक्स्ट, now what are the risk factor, why this happens? So sedentary lifestyle, again as I told you कि heart diseases से related जो common causes और risk factors है वो वही repeat होने वाले हैं. So sedentary lifestyle 53% लोगों में. Then hypertension and dyslipidemia. Dyslipidemia is accumulation of cholesterol. Yes. Then smoking and drinking habits. Then diabetes. They are interlinked only. Sedentary lifestyle, obesity, hypertension, diabetes. Then mental stress, atherosclerosis. We have already seen this concept. Then hereditary may be the reason, and emotions. That is stress, what we have seen already. Then multiple risk factors were found in 75% of the patients. Women are at higher risk of morbidity of IHD compared to men. तो वुमेन को ज्यादा स्ट्रेस होता है तो वो एट हायर रिस्क में होती है compared to men. Yes. Then diagnosis, how to diagnose this patient with IHD. So first is again medical history. This can be hereditary problems. So medical history, कब से पेन है, कितना सीवियर है, to write down everything. So medical history is must. Then electrocardiogram, ECG, what we call is must. Then a blood analysis to see the HDL level, triglyceride level, LDL level. So HDL is good type of lipoprotein, and LDL is bad type of lipoprotein. So to see all the ranges, मतलब patient में वो range कहाँ तक है, maximum है या control में है. So for that reason we have to see blood analysis. Then chest X-ray can be seen, echocardiography can be seen, cardiac stress test, यहाँ पे physical exercise मतलब physical mobile ये करने बोलते हैं patient को, और वहाँ पे उनका हार्ट कैसे वर्क करता है वो देखते हैं, तो उसको cardiac stress test बोलते हैं, क्योंकि in exercise mode we have our heart has to pump with more force. तो वहाँ पे आपका हार्ट अच्छे से काम कर रहा है कि नहीं, that to see that you have to do this test, cardiac stress test. And then coronary computed tomography, coronary artery का CT करते हैं. So these are the diagnostic tests. Then what the treatment is there for ischemic heart disease? It is divided into 4 types or 4 parts. Treatment during the acute phase while at hospital, surgery treatment, long-term treatment, and drug therapy. So as a yoga therapist, हमारा जो रोल है वो आता है लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रीटमेंट में. उसके पहले ट्रीटमेंट ड्यूरिंग एक्यूट फेज वी कैन नॉट, एज अ योगा थेरेपिस्ट वी कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग. देन सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट विल बी एट हॉस्पिटल इटसेल्फ, लेकिन वहां से जब घर मतलब वो डिस्चार्ज होके हॉस्पिटल से आएंगे उसके बाद फिर से ये सब प्रॉब्लम्स ना आए, इसके लिए लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रीटमेंट में वी एज अ योगा थेरेपिस्ट विल कम इन फोकस. एंड देन लास्ट वन इज ड्रग थेरेपी. यस, नेक्स्ट. So drug therapy I've just listed. We won't go much deep. Acetyl salicylic acid, that is aspirin, other platelet aggregation inhibitors. So platelets का function जो thrombosis होता है मतलब क्लॉट होता है, वो क्लॉट ना हो इसके लिए प्लेटलेट एग्रीगेशन इनहिबिटर्स, एंटीकोएगुलेंट्स देते हैं, बीटा ब्लॉकर्स, पेन रिलीविंग मेडिसिन देते हैं, नाइट्रोग्लिसरीन, थ्रोम्बोलाइटिक एंड फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट्स देते हैं, क्योंकि जैसे हमने देखा कि वो क्लॉट अगर वहां पे जाके बैठ गया तो फिर नेक्रोसिस मतलब आगे ब्लड फ्लो नहीं होता है और फिर नेक्रोसिस हो जाएगा. ये देन सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट, ये थोड़ा डीप में मतलब सिर्फ विद द हेल्प ऑफ डायग्राम विल सी, बिकॉज पेशेंट डायरेक्टली हमारे पास आएंगे और बोलेंगे एंजियोप्लास्टी हुआ है, CABG हुआ है, तो वी शुड नो. सो सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट इज ऑफ मे बी ऑफ 2 टाइप्स. वन इज एंजियोप्लास्टी और परक्यूटेनियस कोरोनरी रिवैस्कुलराइजेशन, उसको यूजुअली एंजियोप्लास्टी बोलते हैं. एंड देन कोरोनरी रिवैस्कुलराइजेशन और हार्ट बाईपास सर्जरी. सो व्हाट इज बलून एंजियोप्लास्टी इज, see in first balloon inserted in narrow area. पहले तो वहां पे आर्टरी में हम लोग नैरो एरिया देखेंगे, दोनों साइड में प्लाक है देखो येलो कलर का, और बीच में फिर बलून इंसर्ट किया है एट दैट पॉइंट जहाँ पे नैरो हुआ है, एट दैट पॉइंट बलून इंसर्ट किया है. आफ्टर दैट बलून इन सेकेंड डायग्राम यू कैन सी दैट बलून इन्फ्लेटेड फ्लैटनिंग प्लाक, उसको इन्फ्लेट किया है बलून को, तो वो जो नैरो पार्ट था उसको थोड़ा सा ओपन किया है. एंड देन थर्ड पार्ट में देख सकते हैं कि दैट आर्टरी इज वाइडन, ब्लड फ्लो इम्प्रूव. ठीक है, तो एक्चुअली वो स्टेंट वहां पे रहता है, सिर्फ वो बलून निकाल लेते हैं. स्टेंट वहीं पे रहता है, बलून निकालते हैं, तो इससे वो जो ल्यूमेन जो छोटा हुआ था उसको हम लोग मतलब डॉक्टर ने थोड़ा बड़ा कर दिया विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट स्टेंट. यस, नेक्स्ट इज तो ब्लड फ्लो जैसे पहले था वैसे हो गया. नाउ that was this is coronary angioplasty. How to do? So this is usually done from two sides, either radial artery जो हाथ में से दिखाया है alternative side, through radial artery और through femoral artery. catheter insertion side जो groin में दिखाया है that is through femoral artery. so वहां से वो कैथेटर इंसर्ट करते हैं, फिर वो जहाँ पे प्लाक था वहां पे वो बलून जाता है, उसके बाद वो बलून इन्फ्लेट होता है, स्टेंट वहीं पे रहता है और फिर बाकी का कैथेटर निकाल देते हैं. सो दिस इज द एंजियोप्लास्टी, कोरोनरी एंजियोप्लास्टी. सो यू कैन सी कैथेटर विथ बलून एंड राइट साइड, वो हार्ट के यहाँ पे दिखाया देखो, इन्फ्लेटेड बलून कॉम्प्रेसेस द प्लाक. तो ल्यूमेन फिर से पहले जैसे हो गया. So that will start the blood flow like normal. Yes. Now next. And that was angioplasty. Now second is coronary artery bypass surgery. So before के heart जो है, heart का diagram है before, तो उसमें आप देख सकते हैं थोड़ा सा yellowish discoloration हुआ है at the base of the heart. yellowish discoloration हुआ है, हाँ, that part is affected. That part of coronary artery is affected जहाँ पे coronary artery थोड़े dark दिख रही है और उसके आगे का जो हार्ट का मसल है वो थोड़ा सा bluish discoloration दिख रहा है क्योंकि वहां पे blood flow obstruct हो गया है. Yes, and in the right side after surgery you can see थोड़ा सा और ऊपर ले लो मैम, ऊपर, हाँ. सो बाईपास ग्राफ दिख रहा है, वो ब्लू कलर की जो बाईपास ग्राफ है, हाँ, दैट वन. सो दैट वन इज बाईपास. ठीक है, तो आर्टरी इनिशियली कहाँ पे खराब हुई थी देखो, जहाँ पे ब्लॉकेजेस था, तो डायरेक्टली एओर्टा से एक ब्रांच निकाली है और मतलब हमारी ही आर्टरी मतलब लेग्स में से आर्टरी निकालते हैं और वो यहाँ पे बाईपास करते हैं. तो एओर्टा से आर्टरी निकालते हैं और जहाँ पे अफेक्टेड एरिया है उसके आगे उसको ज्वाइन करते हैं. सो दैट ओनली द बाईपास सर्जरी इज. ठीक है, यस, बाईपास ग्राफ्ट, दैट ओनली इज कॉल्ड एज बाईपास ग्राफ्ट. सो दिस इज जस्ट टू differentiate what is angioplasty and what is the bypass. In angioplasty, catheter is maneuvered, then the balloon is inflated and the deflated balloon is removed, leaving the stent behind for reinforcement. That is angioplasty. And in case of bypass, a graft vessel usually created from the internal mammary artery in the chest is connected to artery below the site of obstruction, allowing blood flow to the affected portion of the heart muscle. So that is the bypass. So at least हम लोग को पता होना चाहिए what is bypass, what is angioplasty. Now, here our role as a yoga therapist comes in long-term treatment and not to reappear the that ISD or myocardial infarction. So in long-term treatment, the essential objective of long-term treatment is secondary prevention. That is to ensure there is no recurrence of the angina or infarction, heart attack. This requires a combination of lifestyle changes and drug therapy. So lifestyle modification में, lifestyle modification is the key to avoiding or preventing ischemic heart disease, as it is much more effective than any pharmaceutical or surgical treatment and does not have any contraindication. Unfortunately, despite this, it sometimes proves to be the most difficult point to achieve. मतलब लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन इज अगर किया तो मेडिकेशन की आगे जाके जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, लेकिन वही सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत है कि वो अंतराय है ना, ऑब्स्टेकल्स आ जाते हैं, कहीं पे स्पैन आ जाता है या तो फिर आलस्य, वो सब आता है और फिर हम लोग वो मॉडिफिकेशन नहीं करते हैं. वी फील इट्स बेटर टू गो फॉर सर्जरी. Then management of coronary heart disease through diet. What should be the dietary management? Dietary habits are learned in early childhood and are difficult to change afterwards. Give seasonal fruits, raw vegetables, sprouted grains and sprouted pulses a place in your routine diet. तो ये सब हमारे रूटीन डाइट में होना चाहिए. Avoid overeating. Eat foods in a moderate quantity. जो मिताहार जो बताया, तो फिर युक्ताहार भी बताया है हमारे भगवत गीता में. सो eat food in a moderate quantity. It is advisable to restrict saturated fat and the use of unsaturated fat in moderation. So saturated fat are a bad type of fats and some fats are good, that is HDL type of fats which we can take. लेकिन वो जो ओवर हीटेड ऑयल्स वगैरह होते हैं, बैड टाइप ऑफ ऑयल, और जंक फूड में जो ऑयल यूज होता है, दैट ऑल इज सैचुरेटेड टाइप ऑफ फैट which causes these problems. Then prefer natural foods. This can be achieved by a judicious combination of cereals, pulses, vegetables, toned milk, and vegetable oils. Maintain low salt diet. Avoid taking refined sugar in any form. Processed foods, कार्बोनेटेड स्वीटन सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक्स एंड अल्कोहलिक ड्रिंक्स. तो कुछ लोगों को लगेगा कि हम लोग स्वीट तो कुछ नहीं खाते, लेकिन दिन भर में 5 या 6 बार चाय लेते हैं, तो उसमें शुगर आ ही गया. तो प्रोसेस्ड फूड भी कम खाना है और स्वीट भी कम खाना है. सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक्स तो लेना ही नहीं है, अल्कोहल इज शुड नॉट बी टेकन. देन मोर वैरायटी यू एंजॉय. इस लास्ट sentence. The more variety you enjoy, the better it is, but take care to retain all the important nutrients. तो जितना आपका कलरफुल प्लेट रहेगा, तो उतना इंग्रेडिएंट्स मतलब उतना न्यूट्रिशियस वो रहेगा. तो टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. मेक श्योर ऑल न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर यू आर गेटिंग थ्रू दैट प्लेट. देन स्टॉप स्मोकिंग. ये सभी कॉजेस है. देखो जो हम लोग ने स्टार्टिंग में देखे थे, उसी से आगे जाके लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन करना है कि स्टॉप स्मोकिंग एंड स्टॉप ड्रिंकिंग. Although it is sometimes difficult, making every effort to quit is always worthwhile. Then exercise regularly. Physical exercise improves cardiac muscle tone and function. It also reduces the likelihood of one's body's arteries becoming blocked, besides creating a feeling of physical and emotional well-being. Exercise helps control other risk factors such as mobility, obesity, high blood pressure, or diabetes. You do not need to perform intense physical exercise, but it should be done on a regular basis. Choose an activity that you like, for example, walking, swimming, or cycling, and complete vigorous session for 30 minutes 5 times a week. So जैसे जैसे रिकवर होंगे वैसे वैसे आपको आपका जो भी फेवरेट है टाइप, लाइक किसी को वॉकिंग अच्छा लगता है, कोई को स्विमिंग अच्छा लगता है, तो यू चूज वॉट एवर, बट बी कंटिन्यूअस, बी रेगुलर इन दैट पार्ट. यस. So regular exercise is important. Now we'll see just in short what is angina pectoralis. Now chest pain or discomfort. In angina, there will be chest pain or discomfort, possibly described as pressure, squeezing, burning, or fullness. Then pain in arms, neck, jaw, shoulder, or back accompanying chest pain. तो जैसे ही वो narrowing of the coronary artery से blood आगे जाना difficult हो जाएगा, आपको angina का pain feel होगा. So usually it will be there in left jaw, left side neck, and left chest, and it will be radiating towards left hand. Then nausea, fatigue, shortness of the breath, sweating, and dizziness will be there. Yes. Then there are 2 types of angina actually. If that pain is relief after resting, अगर rest करने के बाद वो pain कम होता है, तो that is stable angina. But increased frequency pain not relieved after long time after rest, then that is the unstable type of angina. So stable angina, unstable type of angina is more dangerous. So precipitated by heavy food, exertion, and anxiety. तो angina के precipitating factor कौन सा है? अगर आपने heavy food ले लिया है, exertion ज्यादा हो गया है, या तो फिर anxiety वाली situation है, तो उसमें आपका ये सब आपके angina को बढ़ाने वाले factors हैं. Then concept सिर्फ देखने वाले हैं ये कि what is heart attack then. So heart attack is blood supply to heart suddenly stopped due to unstable angina or coronary vessel blocked due to embolism. Embolism is blood clot that comes in that जो ल्यूमेन हम लोग ने देखा था ना कोरोनरी आर्टरी का, वो जो कम हुआ था ल्यूमेन, इसमें अगर ब्लड क्लॉट आ गया तो एम्बोलिज्म उसको बोलते हैं. देन इन्फार्क्ट, मायोकार्डियल इन्फार्क्शन में इन्फार्क्ट ये जो शब्द है, दिस इज नेक्रोसिस एक्चुअली, डेथ ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द, मैम थोड़ा ऊपर 1 मिनट. yes, it is the death of the part of the heart muscle. Then heart attack is without any previous symptoms. अगर पेशेंट को ये सब पेन हो रहा है तो उसको हम लोग हार्ट अटैक बोलते हैं. So these are the only concepts, different. Then मायोकार्डियल इन्फार्क्शन, ये जो लास्ट स्टेज मतलब सीवियर स्टेज है जहाँ पे हम लोग पेशेंट को ये होने के बाद डायरेक्टली हॉस्पिटलाइज करते हैं. So definition of myocardial infarction, it is a pathological term indicating necrosis of the part of cardiac muscle due to inadequate blood supply. इसका भी आगे जाके हम लोग देखेंगे, एक डायग्राम है, ऑलरेडी हम लोग ने देखा है दैट नेक्रोसिस जो ब्लैक पार्ट हुआ था हार्ट का, दैट वाज ड्यू टू मायोकार्डियल इन्फार्क्शन. सो इटियोलॉजी इज स्पाज्म, थ्रोम्बोसिस एंड एम्बोलिज्म. तो क्लॉट आने के बाद भी इन्फेक्शन होता है. Yes, yes, आगे ले लो. So myocardial infarction is only heart attack. See, you can see damaged tissue is in black color down there. So coronary artery जहाँ से आगे ब्लड सप्लाई करना पॉसिबल नहीं है, जहाँ पे क्लॉट आ गया है तो उसके आगे वाले जो मसल्स है वो ब्लैक होने शुरू हो गए, तो उसको हम लोग डैमेज टिश्यू बोलते हैं. तब जाके हम लोग को ये टाइप का पेन होता है एंड आइदर वी फील अनकॉन्शियस और गेट हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड. यस, नेक्स्ट. Then what are the risk factors of myocardial infarction? Are hyperlipidemia, वही repeat है देखो, hyperlipidemia, obesity, endocrinial disorders. Endocrinial disorder like PCOD we can say. PCOD में थोड़ा weight gain होता है देखो. Then hyperthyroidism में भी weight gain होता है, तो वो endocrinial disorders में आते हैं. Then stress will be the reason, physical inactivity, smoking, hypertension and diet. Wrong type of diet will be the risk factor. Those were the modifiable risk factor जो हम लोग चेंज कर सकते हैं. तो डाइट से अगर हो रहा है तो हम लोग डाइट में थोड़ा सा कम फैटी सब्सटेंस लेके थोड़े वो जो रिस्क फैक्टर थे वो मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं, लेकिन दीज आर नॉन मॉडिफाइबल रिस्क फैक्टर. हेरिडिटी हम लोग चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं. एज कैन नॉट बी चेंज, मतलब एजिंग हो रहा है तो. एंड सेक्स इज द रीजन, मतलब इट इज वन ऑफ द नॉन मॉडिफाइबल रिस्क फैक्टर्स. देन प्रेसिपिटेटिंग फैक्टर, किन चीजों से ये बढ़ता है मायोकार्डियल इंफेक्शन का पेन? तो स्ट्रेनस वर्क अगर आप करते हो, हेवी मील लेते हो या एक्सपोजर टू कोल्ड, अगर ये चीजें हैं तो दीज आर द प्रेसिपिटेटिंग फैक्टर्स फॉर मायोकार्डियल इंफेक्शन. यस. देन फिजिकल साइंस आर रेस्टलेसनेस, पेलर ऑफ फेस, मतलब पेलनेस होता है, थोड़ा येलोइश कलर का फेस हो जाता है बिकॉज ब्लड सप्लाई हैम्पर हुआ है. तो प्रोफ्यूज स्वेटिंग आता है, कोल्ड क्लैमी एक्सट्रीमिटीज हो जाते हैं, ब्रीथलेसनेस होता है, पल्स रैपिड और स्लो और फीबल और इरेगुलर. मतलब फीबल मतलब हम लोग पल्स को ज्यादा फील नहीं कर पाते हैं, वो एकदम शैलो हो जाता है. देन एपेक्स बीट, जो हम लोग हार्ट पे हाथ रख के हमारा हार्ट बीट सुन सकते हैं, वो भी डिफिकल्ट टू पाल्पेट हो जाता है. देन हार्ट साउंड, जो लबडब हार्ट साउंड है जो हम लोग इजीली सुन सकते हैं, तो वो डिस्टेंट मतलब थोड़े धीरे धीरे आना शुरू होता है, सुन सकते हैं. देन हाई बीपी विल बी आइदर नॉर्मल और वेरी लो. ओकेजनली देयर विल बी नो एबनॉर्मल फिजिकल साइंस, इसमें से एक भी फिजिकल साइन नहीं है, ऐसे भी चांसेस हो सकते हैं इन केस ऑफ मायोकार्डियल इंफेक्शन. यस मैम, नेक्स्ट. हाँ, so here we can see the changes in these three disease conditions which we have seen. थोड़ा ऊपर ले लो मैम. तो फर्स्ट वन वॉज कोरोनरी आर्टरी डिसीज, जहाँ पे एक साइड पे प्लैक फॉर्मेशन है, तो ब्लड फ्लो, लेकिन नॉर्मल से तो थोड़ा कम ही ब्लड फ्लो आगे जा रहा है. सो उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन लिखा है देखो, कोरोनरी आर्टरी डिसीज इज प्लैक बिल्ड्स अप इन एन आर्टरी. देन सेकेंड वन इज एंजाइना. एंजाइना दोनों साइड से प्लैक है और उससे भी ज्यादा लूमेन, उससे भी कम लूमेन अवेलेबल है टू पास द ब्लड फ्लो. इट इज हार्डर फॉर ब्लड टू गेट थ्रू द आर्टरी. और सपोज फिर थर्ड टाइप का है हार्ट अटैक. तीसरा जो है दैट इज मायोकार्डियल इंफेक्शन वी हैव सीन. थोड़ा मैम ऊपर ले लो. हाँ, सो हार्ट अटैक, प्लैक क्रैक्स एंड ब्लड क्लॉट्स ब्लॉक्स द आर्टरी. तो आर्टरी में का ब्लड क्लॉट अगर एक आध है तो वो उसने वो जो लूमेन अवेलेबल था उसको भी ब्लॉक कर दिया, तो बिल्कुल ही ब्लड आगे पास नहीं हो पा रहा है. तो दीज आर द थ्री डिफरेंट टाइप्स, थ्री डिफरेंट कंसेप्ट. फर्स्ट वाज कोरोनरी आर्टरी डिसीज, सेकंड इज एंजाइना टाइप ऑफ पेन, and third is myocardial infarction. Yes, next. Then investigations. What investigations to do is ECG, again same, 2D echocardiography, then serum cholesterol can be seen, lipid profiles can be seen, stress test can be done, and angiography can be done to see. हम लोग बहुत बार देखते हैं, हमारे रिलेटिव्स में भी बोलते हैं कि उसका हार्ट इतना ही फंक्शन कर रहा है, 45% फंक्शन कर रहा है, 3 जगह पे ब्लॉकेजेस है, तो वो सब ये एंजियोग्राफी से दिखता है. ठीक है, सो दीज आर द इन्वेस्टिगेशन. यस, to explain, just I will explain each one in one sentence. Wait. So ECG, it is the test that uses sound waves to produce live images of your heart. The image is called as echocardiogram. It helps to see how your heart valves are functioning. So that is ECG. Now what is 2D echo? Cardiac stress test, it is also called as exercise test, shows how your heart works during physical activity. Because the exercise make your heart pump harder and faster, and exercise stress test can reveal problems with blood flow within your heart. Then Yes, what is coronary CT? It is the dye injected, or angiography you can say, a dye injected into your bloodstream. The dye is then viewed under the special camera in the hospital or testing facility. तो वहाँ पे जहाँ पे blockages है उधर से आगे वो dye नहीं pass होगा, तो we can see that where the blockages are there. And angiography is the type of X-ray used to check blood vessels. Then yes, this much only. 2D echo is like how we do sonography of abdomen, like sonography of heart. It's like 2D echo, cardiography. Yes, ma'am. Next. It was just a short introduction to the test diagnostic. Then yogic management for heart patients. Yes, ma'am. Next. Yes. So goal of yoga intervention for patients with heart problems will be counseling, development of awareness and insight to refrain from risk factor. तो risk factor तो हम लोग ने देख लिए. अगर काउंसलिंग से मतलब फैमिली हिस्ट्री है तो वी कैन काउंसल देम कि वो आगे आप में ना आए, तो इसलिए यू कैन मॉडिफाई योर लाइफस्टाइल. Then implementation of asana, pranayam, relaxation practices to distress. Agar stress will be the reason to distress, we can ask them to do this asana, pranayam, relaxation. Then reduction of the body mass index can be done, BMI, which is called as. Then waist circumference can be reduced. Systolic and diastolic blood pressure under control रखना है. Dyslipidemia हम लोग ने देखा. So dyslipidemia through enhanced physical activity and yoga. ये सबको कम कर सकते हैं through enhanced physical activity and yoga. So reducing inflammation and endothelial dysfunction through diet and yoga. ये endothelial dysfunction ये coronary artery का ही disease है. इसमें वो विदाउट रीजन मतलब उसमें प्लाक नहीं होता, लेकिन ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होते हैं और फिर ब्लड फ्लो जो है वो अल्टर हो जाता है उसमें का. यस, नेक्स्ट. Then rationale for yoga intervention. The role of yoga-based lifestyle modification serves as a vital role for preventing, maintaining, and elevating the positive health of people suffering from IST and reducing further complications. The rationale for yoga intervention is to reduce stress-mediated inflammation and metabolic dysfunction, modulate cardiovascular reactivity to stress, and modulate health behaviors that pose risk for CVD. Then 5 major yoga practices. This is actually researched by S. Vyasa. So 5 major yoga practices are mind sound resonance technique, MSRT, as we know already, deep relaxation technique, DRT, Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam, breathing techniques like hands in and out breathing, hand stretch breathing, tiger breathing, Sukshma Vyayam, that is loosening exercises of joints, and meditation can be done. These all have been proved very effective against the patient of against the cardiac patient. Then evidences for using yoga in ischemic heart disease. Several RCTs have shown yoga to be useful in prevention of ischemic heart disease. Studies have shown yoga to modulate systolic blood pressure, total cholesterol, triglycerides, and LDL cholesterol. Several other studies have shown improvement in endothelial dysfunction and baroreflex sensitivity in myocardial perfusion status. Then what to avoid is forward bending. Then hyperventilation practices such as Kapalbhati, Bhastrika, inverted asanas, asanas that increase intra-abdominal pressure should be avoided. Vaman Dhoti or Laghu Shanka Prakshalan with salt water. Then what precautions to take, practices to be done slowly paced with awareness on breath. तो बाकी के लोगों के जैसा इनसे expect नहीं करना है हमें as a yoga therapist. We have to go slow with this patient. Always consult a yoga and naturopathy physician or a doctor if you feel uneasy after practice. And conclusion, yoga may reduce biochemical risk factor for cardiac disease and improve reperfusion status along the conventional treatment in patients with ISD and prevent heart attacks. Now, what are the principles of yogic practices for heart disease? So myocardial infarction or ischemic heart disease or angina. This is the acute condition and should be treated with allopathy. Yeah, acute condition where we cannot do anything. So it should be treated with allopathy itself. The rule of golden hour, not only as a yoga therapist, we should know as a common human being also what is the rule of golden hour. अगर हमारे सामने किसी पेशेंट को myocardial infarction होता है, heart attack आता है, so within first 60 minutes are very important for him. So we have to take that patient as soon as to any medical facility so that recovery rate will be more. Otherwise उसका recovery थोड़ा impossible के नजदीक जाता है. So even recently in level 1 also this Ayush Mantralaya had added the CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation and first aid. So I think they expect us, we should know this golden hour and what is CPR and all. So golden hour is, you can keep in mind. Then yoga should be practiced under the guidance of an expert yoga teacher. If the client is willing to practice yoga within first 3 months, पहले तो 1 month उनको रिकवरी में लगता है, देन आफ्टर हार्ट अटैक, तो उसके बाद में अगर उनको शुरू करना चाहते हैं तो एक प्रैक्टिस योगा टीचर के साथ ही उन्होंने करना चाहिए. देन आसनास और क्रिया शुड बी एडेड 1 by 1 इन डेली रूटीन. उनके कैपेसिटी के देख के हम लोग को उसको ऐड करना चाहिए. देन प्रैक्टिस एज पर हिज कैपेसिटी. तो पेशेंट्स की कैपेसिटी देख के प्रैक्टिस ऐड करेंगे. यस, नेक्स्ट. Then after discharge from hospital, allopathy treatment can be given. Allopathy treatment के बाद client should start first only deep breathing, relaxation, yoga nidra and dhyan. Then once patient becomes total ambulatory, अगर वो movement उसका start हो जाए, then he should do अनुलोम विलोम, mantra chanting, omkar chanting. Most stress should be given on breathing techniques. तो physical exercise से ज़्यादा breathing technique पे ज़्यादा focus देना चाहिए. Then asana should be performed according to one's individual capacity. Initially should not try to reach final stage in asanas, final limit in kriyas. तो फोर्स ज्यादा नहीं करना चाहिए. फाइनल आसना कैसा होना चाहिए उस पर ज्यादा फोर्स देने से अच्छा है कि उनसे आप करवा के लो उनके कैपेसिटी के अनुसार. ठीक है, तो यू कैन गिव वेरिएशंस, यू कैन गिव प्रोब्स लाइक बेल्ट या प्रोब्स यूज करके भी उनको हम लोग आसना दे सकते हैं. यस, नेक्स्ट. Yogic practices for heart diseases after 3 months. So after 3 months, asanas can be given like Shavasana, Ardha Halasan, one or with both legs, Pavan Muktasan, Ardha and Purna. In prone position, Bhujangasana as per capacity. Sitting में Vajrasan, Parvatasan, Gomukhasan, Vakrasan, Mandukasan can be given. Yes. Because heart का ऑपरेशन हुआ होता है. हाँ. Standing Tadasan, Chakrasan, Ardhakati Chakrasan, then meditative में Sukhasan and Padmasan. So I was telling कि उनका recently ये ऑपरेशन हुआ होता है तो वो अगर एक्सरसाइज भी उनके लिए उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, अगर वो नहीं किया तो यूजुअली दे टेंड टू ब्रीथ वेरी स्लोली बिकॉज दे फील पेन एट चेस्ट. तो उससे क्या होगा, उनके लंग्स कोलैप्स होने के चांसेस होते हैं या तो फिर लंग कैपेसिटी कम होने के चांसेस होते हैं. सो धीरे धीरे यू हैव टू मोर वर्क ऑन द ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक rather than physical asanas, and then slowly you have to move towards the asanas. Then pranayam, anulom vilom, ujjayi, shitali, sitkari, bhramari can be given. Shuddhi kriyas, kapalbhati very light without forceful exhalation as per capacity can be given, and jalaneti can be done daily with pre and paschat karma. Then mantra chanting can be done. Anulom vilom, mantra chanting have very good effect for these patients. Then anulom vilom can be done, omkar and meditation. Yes. These are the few practices we can do. We have discussed this already. I have just skipped that image. Yes, as per capacity, as per the condition of the patient, we can give this. Then prevention of coronary heart diseases, we have already discussed this. Same only. Role of yogic diet on cardiovascular diseases. Now diet is yogic diet is different concept. मतलब जो भी एस्पेक्ट है योगिक डाइट का, हर एक एस्पेक्ट इसमें फिक्स नहीं बैठेगा. मतलब इन केस ऑफ कार्डियोवास्कुलर डिसीजेस तो जो बैठ सकता है विल डिस्कस. इफ यू विल आल्सो ज्वाइन, आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. सो वी हैव सीन इन हठ योग प्रतिपिका दैट मंत्र सुस्निग्धम मधुहारश्च चतुर्थांश विवर्जितः भुज्यते शिव संप्रीत्यै मीताहारस उच्यते. तो जैसे पहले भी हम लोग ने देखा कि डाइटरी चेंजेस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो मीताहार is very much important. There should be agreeable, it should be agreeable and sweet food. So 4 parts will be there. 1/4 of the part of the stomach should be free, should kept free. 2 parts will be filled and 1 part for water. And it should be taken as an offering. Okay, offering to the Shiva, which is inside us only. So according to this, Mitahar should be followed. Then according to Gheranda Samhita, diseases occur if yoga practices without Mitahar. Mitahar के बिना अगर योगा practices हम लोग करते हैं तो उससे diseases बढ़ते हैं, कम नहीं होते. So we have to take care of this also. Then avoid fasting. Fasting avoid करना है. Should not remain without food for more than 3 hours. After every 3 hours we have to take some kind of food, healthy food. then avoid anything that giving discomfort to the body. Body को जिससे discomfort होता है, we have to avoid everything. Then according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, pushtam sumaduram snigdham dhatu praposhanam manobhila shitam yogyam yogi bhojanam acharet. So the food should be nourishing, sweet. Now here sweet is not from Sweet Mart. That whatever you eat is sweet. That creates energy, and if we will chew it for more times, it will become sweet only. Even bhakri or chapati, if it is chewed for more time, it becomes sweet. So sweet is not like to add sugar and to add sugar or any sweetener in everything. Then mixed with ghee milk. Now, as we have already seen, there are HDL and LDL, two types of lipoproteins. One is good fat and other is bad fat. So we always need good type of fat. So ghee, if it is prepared with proper way, it is very important for even these clients to have, but in proportion. Then nourishing to dhatus, the diet should be such a way that will nourish the dhatus, then pleasing and suitable should be the diet. Then according to Gherende, it should be digestible, not cooked too much. Ghee nourishing to dhatu, desirable by the yogi. Yes, digestible food लेना है, ज़्यादा cook नहीं करना है. Gherende में milk and ghee before pranayam practice बोला है लेने को. Meals 2 times बोला है, in the noon and in the evening. Then according to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, milk and ghee at the beginning of pranayam practices as is advised. Yes, only I have taken key points. Now, what to avoid as per granthas is bitter, acidic, sour, pungent, salty, heating. ये सब हम लोग ये disease condition में भी avoid कर सकते हैं. Some green vegetables it should not be avoided actually. Then oil, excess oil should be avoided. Sesame and mustard. Then alcohol should be avoided. Fish and flesh should be taken in moderation if the client is non-vegetarian. Otherwise, we cannot take. Then curds and buttermilk, we have already discussed these things. They are actually good. But then asafoetida and garlic. These are as per granthas what they have told to avoid. So we have to take this in moderation. Then reheated food after becoming cold should not be taken. These clients actually should take fresh food, freshly prepared, and fresh fruits. Even fresh fruits भी उन्होंने लेने चाहिए. Then dry and excessively salty and acidic should not be taken. ठीक है. Then stale food should be avoided. Stale food already ये लोग obese होते हैं तो stale food खाएंगे और फिर ये dry, salty, acidic खाएंगे तो उनका जो precipitating factor है वो सब इससे precipitate होगा. तो वो सब नहीं लेना है. Conducive food क्या है as per Granthas is wheat, rice, milk, butter, ghee, sugar, मूंग. यहाँ पे sugar should not be taken. मूंग green मतलब जो आपण म्हणतो ना पचायला हलका आहे तो त्या सगळा आहार त्यांचा असला पाहिजे. Green vegetables, seasonal vegetables should be added. Now, as per Bhagavad Gita, we know for every question we have answer in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, ma'am. Now, so this one shloka will tell everything. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta sapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So yuktahar, moderation in diet as well as moderate and proper diet in yuktahar. Sattvic food includes fresh, juicy, and natural things. Then raw milk, steamed and lightly cooked things should be taken. Then whole grain should be preferred. Then rajasic type of food, that is bitter, salty, too hot, dry, stimulating should be avoided, which are ultimately painful. Then tamasic type of food, raw, devoid of juice, stale food should be and overprocessed food should be avoided. Partly eaten by others should not be taken. That makes one lethargic. Then this was according to Bhagavad Gita. According to Ayurveda, we have to follow Dinacharya and Ritucharya. If we will follow this Dinacharya, Ritucharya, it will help us to against obesity. And lastly, Ahar, Vihar, diet and recreation, Achar, Vichar, that is conduct and thought. So that will also help us. These are the references from where I have taken this material. Yes, thank you.
Shall I stop share?